Hey guys, we'll get started in just a few minutes. AR, why don't you say a few words and we'll see if they can hear you.
I'm in the unfortunate position where I have to attempt to defend this episode. I've realized that it's not
I
going to be pleasant.
legitimately would like to know what happens with OBS where sometimes it mutes us and sometimes not because you're coming through. And
Oh,
nothing
today I'm
and
coming through.
yes,
Oh,
it's like
today's the day I kind of wish you wouldn't be able to hear me.
no, so
Cause
here's why it was so weird last time. I open OBS and I load in all the cards the way I want them to go, and then I close it, and then it doesn't open up again until we actually start to go. So I'm not changing audio inputs or anything during that time, so you'd figure it'd be consistent in what it decides to do. Instead, sometimes it changes its mind. Dev, a few words that do not involve you cleaning up the mess. I'm pretty sure they can hear you, Dev.
the correct answer is who let the dogs out?
Woof,
Woof woof
woof,
woof
woof.
woof.
I like how that was not planned at all, and we both had the same reaction to you saying it. Is the best
I mean, we're
part.
not gonna do the Arsenio hooting.
True. Okay, you guys ready to go?
I suppose.
I guess.
Welcome to the With the Will podcast. We're here to entertain and inform a bit while we talk about Digimon. I'm Mark, Run with the Will, and produce Digimon on Blu-ray.
I'm AR Pulver, Ghost Navigator.
I'm DevQ, and wow, the box for the Omegamon versus Diabolomon figure is a lot bigger than I thought it would be.
I recall you sending me I believe it was a photo of the shipping notice, Dev, like
Yes.
3 or 4 days ago, and you're like, it's coming.
Yes, and it arrived, and
Is it as big as you hoped?
the figure, I'm guessing, is roughly what I assumed, but the packaging for it is insane.
Oh, did you get the Angelomon special on that one?
Yes, I did. The thing is, it comes disassembled.
Oh,
It's all in individual pieces.
Oh.
I think they did that with the Omegamon one, didn't they? Like the top half was separate. I think I recall getting the Omegamon gem that way.
Yeah, this one is the box goes up past my knees.
It's nice that you finally got it though, because that's been like the big
Over a year and a half.
Yeah, that's been like the crazy one that they were doing, and it's like, man, I want to see what they come up with past this, because yeah.
Yeah, I ordered it in January
It
of
is.
last year.
It has been an interesting year for those type of figures, and man, that was one that I really was prepared to get, and I decided I don't have the room for it. They don't have mounting built into it. So, but I'm glad you got it, Dev.
Yes, it is glorious.
So, what was the total bill for that one?
Ooh. I think I got free shipping on Crunchyroll, And I think the figure was like over 300, which was like, ouch. But also, I was very sad, so I hoped it would fill the void in my soul.
Okay, so here's my question: where do you actually plan to display it, and like how? Anything special, or just like putting it somewhere?
Uh, I plan to put like some hooks on the back of it because I work in a frame shop and I know how to do that. And then I want to put it like on the wall.
Okay, so exactly what we were talking about a while ago, then.
Oh, yes. I mean, hopefully it stays because if it was like a solid figure, I'd have no hesitation. But because it
Yeah,
comes in a bunch of different pieces, I'm not sure if having it essentially vertical will cause it to fall apart.
I
But
would.
that's the problem for later day.
Yeah, that's. I can just imagine what you're gonna do if the answer is yes, it will fall apart. Cause sounds like a job for resin.
More like an unholy amount of hot glue.
Yeah, I wouldn't use hot glue for that, to be quite honest.
Depends on the hot glue.
Yeah, I would probably use resin, to be honest. And Dev, how are you feeling this week since last week you were vanished?
I was exceptionally dead last week, and the very concept of
Yes.
sound made my soul want to cry, but
Well,
I'm alive.
don't worry, Dev.
Speaking of soul wanting to cry,
It's time to talk about the special episode A Strange World as told by Naoto Takenaka. This was a depressing episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was hoping for some,
I
like,
don't even understand. Like, here's the thing. Like, when me and AR talked about last week, it was like, yeah, there's interesting stuff you could do with a clip show, especially with a
the
nice framing thing. And
yeah, the framing and
they kind of forgot to do a clip show.
yeah, the framing of it, like, I was okay generally with the framing. It was a little longer than it should have been, but the framing device was fine. It was just that the
Didn't
clips
do
that they
anything.
went with, yeah, they just
why
picked
is this all
they
the
kind of
Mummymon episode?
yeah, they
You know
did a
what this
speed run of two pretty inconsequential
you know what
episodes.
this almost feels like? And I've been like thinking about what how this could have happened in the sense of production. And one of the things I was saying was that maybe they prepped an emergency episode early on and just decided they had to use it by now. What if at some point they weren't going to have that hiatus after the show started? The Halloween episode would have ended up a week early, and then they could have shown this as the Halloween episode.
Yeah, possibly.
That's
Like,
the
the way this is set up, like, they
It
could
doesn't make any
almost,
fucking sense.
if it wasn't such a, a bad, poorly executed concept, it's like I would be okay with them doing it again, just with different episodes. Like, this is a framing device you can use
No, see
kind
here,
of
see,
repeat, like, every few
no,
months,
no,
like, go ahead
absolutely.
and
Here's where this would have worked in this format, because the format doesn't work in the sense of where we are in the show, what it showed us, what it told us. This would have worked if we had Blu-ray Box 1 and it was just there as a bonus thing. This does not work at
yeah,
this does not work
or
at
something, or even something to put on a different network.
yeah, but that doesn't
Like, this
really
is almost like a different it's almost like it's a different show.
Except here's the thing. We got this with 2020, except in 2020 it worked because one, they just streamed it. Two, it wasn't quite so long. Three, it actually made sense to catch people up.
Yeah, this didn't do anything to catch people up.
Uh,
The way I liken this is that this felt like a Treehouse of Horror episode where they forgot to produce the actual segments.
yes.
Yep.
See, it doesn't even make sense there because even then you don't jump into Kiyoshiro or Jellymon, the ones who probably would benefit the most from having an episode shoved in, because then you can just
It wasn't. Yeah, it didn't even feel like they weren't even trying to catch people up. They're
no,
just going, "Hey, look at these two cute stories kind of
it was
cr-
half episode
crumpled
2,
Yeah.
crumpled together."
half episode 2, half episode 4. The introductions barely existed. At one point, I actually lost track if they actually introduced Angoramon or not.
No, I don't think they did.
They oh
It
wait,
was just
they
one.
actually didn't.
I don't think they did.
I thought they.
Because
See, the problem is there's
think they
so
just
little information here. I've actually lost track on what they
they
actually did.
they barely introduced Hero and Gamamon. Like they just
He's
sort
like,
of
hey,
showed
wouldn't
them,
this be
and it's like,
fucking weird?
hey, these guys are Digimon partners.
Hey,
You know how
this
this
but
works.
but
And
this is an important episode of Digimon for one reason. There's no longer any question what the most terrible episode of Digimon is, minus the asterisk that AR is going to bring up. That I know he's going to
well,
bring up.
one is it's not an episode, and two, I haven't watched Hunters in a while. That
No,
Akakimon episode
see,
is
here's the
still
see,
my
here's the thing.
lowest.
That's at least an episode you can sit through and watch, and when you had the chance to, you wrote about it. Most people have not even bothered
wrote.
to try writing anything about this one. It's just,
Well, I wasn't. I wasn't planning to because this wasn't an episode.
But that's what I
Like I
mean,
had
though.
no.
It's
I
not
didn't
even
take
worth
notes
the.
for this. I didn't.
Yeah, this
If
was.
it was a
It
numbered
made me
episode,
sad.
if this was a numbered episode, like if this was episode 25, I would have written something about it. I guarantee you, it wouldn't have gotten a great grade, but
Oh,
it would have
I
been.
honestly think you would have struggled to give this more than a D minus. I'm
Oh
pretty.
no,
This is
it definitely
this is
is
bottom of the
definitely
barrel.
it is definitely D minus or F,
Yeah.
probably F, but
It's the burn
I'm just-
chips at the bottom of the
Here's
bag.
see here's the thing. See here's the thing.
thing is, it would be my fourth F, so I have to compare it to.
See,
the
here's
other
the thing.
three.
It would have gotten at least some sort of notch if any, not even something relevant. If it had even just been a half decent clip show, I would have been, hey, that's a C minus thing. It had a decent framing device, and it did what it was supposed to do. When theoretically we're expecting something to happen at some point, especially
The Atmon clip show was a D.
The Atmon clip show this makes that look like, hey, there should be a second Digimon show nominated for an international Emmy in comparison.
I need to see what I gave the Sabers clip shows.
But yeah, this was terrible. Although I still think Takenaka dressed as a dandy worked great. It just didn't.
Yes, that was fantastic.
Also,
him talking to a ceramic pumpkin.
Also, it was very confusing that they got rid of the show wrapping stuff. We didn't get the intro; it just went straight to him. At one point, the shot.
Didn't get the eye catch.
Yeah, I was gonna
say eye catch either. That was really weird.
In fact, in my stuff that I wrote about it, it's literally just I'd go, "That's a strange cut." I guess that was the commercial break, because they don't that has to be because that is where they stopped with episode 2 and moved on to 4. But
part of the Sabers, the first of the 2 Sabers clip show episodes got a B minus. I gave that a B minus.
I
mean, you have lower standards then.
This is
also, it's acknowledging. I think it's like people have to be reminded that Sabers had 2 clip show episodes. That's how okay they were.
God,
it's been a while.
Do we really have anything more to say about this? Minus, at least he had a nice hat, I guess.
It was a very nice hat.
Yeah, that's about it. I really would like.
The preview for the next episode was really good.
See, here's the stupid thing. I really would like to see a clip show in this format. It actually would work if it was an actual clip show,
and not just like 2 episodes.
Yes.
Just
you have to do a little more smash cutting of various things. Like, how great would a segment of all the the most horrific things they attempt to do to children in Ghost Game. Like, that would be, like, you can include the Pumpmon stuff. That was good. I liked seeing that again.
Not for half of an episode, though.
But not for half of an episode. But no. Like, if you combine...
if you do a montage of, like, the poor NPCs and bystanders.
Also, does it seem weird that, like, they keep identifying him by name when... Wasn't the entire, like, theme that they set up from before the show aired was that, the narrator's an actual character... But
disembodied voice.
He's a character as himself.
No, but like that's the thing is like they didn't need to put his name on screen. They didn't need to put his name in the episode. Even like the marketing stuff was, you get to see the Ghost Navigator, but then it's like it was very strange. And hey, next week
maybe he will end up being an actual character. Like he'll just show up interspersed in the
He better have the fucking hat.
Oh, yes, of course.
Wait, would he be live action
No,
in
no.
the
I'm
episode.
saying I want to see him animated in an episode in the exact same outfit. Frankly, I want them to stumble into the same fucking room.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I want that now. Someone please
Or
draw it.
having him, having him talk through the Digivice. That's
No, have them
probably what they
have
would
them
do.
stumble into the room and he's just sitting in the chair and he just continues to talk.
Maybe
he's just
Hologram
with Hero's
Ghosto.
dad.
Just have
Maybe
him
he turns
continue
out-
to do it.
Maybe he turns out to be Hero's grandpa.
Maybe he turns out to be where the plot's hiding. Oh no, someone's gonna be upset that we're bad mouthing the plot of a show that they said was episodic, but which they keep putting plot into. Oh no.
Spoopy.
Yeah. And then next week, the Crimson Banquet with Vamdemon.
Yes!
And which oddly brings up once again, we need Digimon fans to go read more books because people keep like freaking out, vampires and blood. This happened in Digimon. This is the first season. This is happening.
Do people not understand that vampires show up in children's media? Like it's not a exclusive.
No,
to,
you know what
to teenage romance.
You know what the end joke of this is? Have you ever seen the pictures of that Disney pirate storybook?
What?
Okay, I need to find the image of this because it's the stupidest thing ever. Where is it?
Oh,
It's like
I think
it's like
pirates don't steal any.
Yes,
pirates don't steal anything.
Where it talks about how like pirates are honorable. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like whoever wrote it didn't think at all.
That's the whole vibe of that show, though.
Yeah.
It really is. It's pretty silly.
Yeah. But yeah, so Vamdemon, Ruli in theory gets to do something.
But that's what you do with the level of like you can scale down a character who can be semi menacing.
No, I know, but what I mean is but I mean like people going.
You can scale that down to preschooler.
But I'm talking about that. We've seen people going, the next episode's going to have blood and vampires. Only Ghost Game could just like, this happened in season 1. This isn't it can be done interesting, but it's not like a unique, interesting thing.
I just watched an entire goddamn series with fucking vampires.
Well, I assume they mean unique to in Digimon, but even then, we got this stuff in season 1. In fact, people used to complain at the idea of the vampire coming back in Digimon because they kept doing it, and they didn't even do it that many times. So we get that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that discourse. That's
yeah. And then after Vamdemon, hey, it's a Digitamamon.
Okay.
And then weirdly, a Digimon that I think we already saw in Adventure 2020. We're getting a lot of returns the next few weeks of characters that people will recognize from the franchise, and I'm curious to see. The one thing Ghost Game has been good at is not giving away shit in the previews.
I mean, how much is there to give away half the time?
I'm trying to give it some credit, because like there hasn't been telling us evolutions were coming.
When you try to give them credit, then you have people like trying to read between the lines of these episode previews, is going, maybe this will be relevant. I don't think there's anything relevant in any of these 4 episodes. I don't see it in any of these. Like maybe we'll sneak something in there. I'll be pleasantly surprised. I want to be pleasantly surprised, but
we'll get a message from his dad where he just goes, "Yo, what's up?" and then leaves, and Hero just like,
I don't even count that as relevant anymore.
It's technically relevant, not
like, hi,
good.
Here's some more postcard dim cards.
And then we have the digital single and the music video for ED3. It's very strange.
Cute.
It's very strange. I like the song, but when I'm not listening to it, I can't remember a single fucking thing about it. Like, I don't remember any beats. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's fine.
I can remember this one better than the others.
Yeah.
This is the best. Yeah. This is the best of the 3 end themes to Ghost Game. And I don't mean that as false praise. I mean in the sense of the other 2 were okay. This one is at least like a song.
Yeah.
It's something I would actually like listen to.
I think I listened to the full song once or twice and went, okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's padding for your playlist, but at least it makes the playlist.
Yeah. And then
exactly.
Not really surprising since the other dub stuff was the other Digimon stuff Hulu had, which was old dub stuff's leaving. Adventure 2020 is leaving Hulu in under 2 weeks, which not shocking, especially since they didn't even finish the show.
Yeah, didn't
Yeah.
they only go up to like 48 or
40?
something?
I think it was exact. I think it was 49. I think was the
I
last
think
one.
they got like an episode. I think they got to Millenniumon being killed, and that was.
No, I think it was like
didn't even
the
get that
episode
far.
before. It was like the episode
Oh
before that.
God.
Digimon Adventure.
That's
episode
fantastic.
49. What was episode 49? Pull this up here.
That I thought
Yeah,
was.
because I was watching it
Yeah,
on Hulu.
that's
instead
the
of
one. That's the one
Crunchyroll.
where Millenniumon shows up. I believe.
Oh.
I believe the one they actually fight him is the one that did not air, and no one had any clue of it until that happened.
Oh yeah, 50 was the.
So
50
people,
was the actual fight.
So unfortunately, people didn't get to see the bitch get smacked around as he always
Yeah, they
does.
didn't get to see Millenniumon go down like a little bitch.
To be fair, that happens anytime he shows up in anything. They talk about like, oh, it's Millenniumon, the god of destruction, the greatest threat, and people are like, we get to see
Total-
Millenniumon, and every single time it's just
small lizard handing his ass.
Millenniumon is a total jobber.
or just a random kid smacking him in the head, and he goes fucking down. And then Bandai gets to not embarrass themselves at all with a live stream they announced the day before, and ignoring that it was terrible, they also forgot to add backing color to their new not good minimal logo, so it looked like shit the entire time when you could tell there was a logo there.
Yeah, most of the time I couldn't. Like I had to like zoom in and blast the contrast. It's like, oh wait, there is a logo there.
Yeah, it's so bland.
Yeah.
It's ugh.
This was. See, I don't normally check these out when they do them for other brands. I didn't realize at one point I actually like left because I went, "Oh, this is just them reading off like YouTube comments." It's just
that'll
people.
work
It's
well.
just the YouTube chat, and they pull up random positive like, "Who's your favorite Digimon? What was the first V pet you got? What Digimon figure do you have in your office?"
Good
And it's
Lord,
just
I'm glad I didn't watch this.
it was that sort of thing. And also, one person kept one of the 4 people just kept screaming, "Frontier's the greatest! Frontier, Frontier, Frontier!" And just, at some point I muted it, and I still had the video window up, and then I realized at some point, oh, they're actually showing stuff. I will turn it back on and get screen caps. The 4th wave of original USV pets go up for pre-order on May 3rd. They really need to give people more time to figure this shit out. Like, it would be nice to know that pre-orders are going up more than a week ahead of time.
Yeah.
And it probably would have been a good time to comment on the X2 and what they're actually doing there. Because they sort of went, we're canceling it, we'll make sure returns are easy, and then they've said nothing else. Just say, and to be fair, they could have said that when I decked out. It's possible. I still like the 4 colors, though, I have to admit.
Yeah.
Although I don't like the names. Tie-dye makes sense. Dark camouflage and ice camouflage. Dino print. You can't just call it like Greymon. That's what it is. I actually like the ice camouflage one, to be honest. And
it's spoopy colored.
Yeah. And then Digital Mix will be re-released in the summer. They actually hope to have them at their convention booths.
Oh, nice.
That would be fun.
That is their hope, is that if you go to a convention that Bandai Collectibles is there, they will have them at the booth to sell you, is the goal.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the only convention I'm going to they'll be at is next week.
Yeah, I plan.
Well, then again, like they've been re-releasing these exact same ones for all of eternity. So
yes.
Yeah, next year.
Absolutely. And
also, I don't remember which of the Adventure 8 Digimon I actually have already, so
I still think that Gomamon looks great. Like the head.
I might have that Gomamon. I do not remember because it's at my office, which I haven't been to in 3 years.
I want to see a photo of how dusty that thing is.
I don't want to check.
But yeah, so
I mean, people have been going in and cleaning it.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah. So those will also be at retail this summer, so you should be able to find them in the US reasonably
can't
easy.
guarantee they've been dusting my face.
Well, you can take a photo when you go in.
Fair enough.
And then they're, they they really are having a weird sort of fun with this card set, like very clearly. We get Balmon, we get the Crosswords version of Beelzebubon.
The Balmon looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shoutmon, Cross 4B, and Death to Cannon.
Death to Cannon.
Here's the weird thing.
Still a great name.
Here's the weird thing. I like the art. Does it look weirdly goofy though?
It's called Death to Cannon.
Okay, fair enough.
There's no helping it.
And then, hey, we actually get a bit of manga with Shortmon and Weddinmon.
Those
Oh,
were
yeah.
not the.
No, those were not the manga
those
ones
the
people
ones
were
that Digimon I
expecting.
was
Not the ones we
show.
wanted, but
Yeah.
but
And
it's
then
something.
Dark Knightmon X, which what's interesting is the only art we've had of him until now. You don't get a big close up of his face. So at first I was like, wow, they changed his face. I'm like, oh wait, no, that's X's face. It just hasn't been super visible due to the art.
It's pointy.
To be fair, it says X. We know what that means. It means pointy, pointy, pointy.
That's how you know it's X. It's pointy.
Mushmon and Palmon.
As Mario go off.
See, the weird sort of pudding art works for Mushmon and Palmon, and I love the Toko. See, I keep saying it's Tokomon, but that is Koromon, isn't it? The visual just like makes me think of Tokomon.
It's hard to say.
It looks like I'm pretty sure it's Tokomon because like
I
the
think
split
that's Tokomon.
See, I said Tokomon, and people keep saying no, that's Koromon. But like every time
I have a Digicole of both Tokomon and Koromon. I'm holding them up and checking it.
It's definitely a Tokomon.
Okay.
It's Tokomon. The
Okay.
eyes of Tokomon's eyes are smaller than Koromon's. Those are Tokomon's eyes.
Okay. Palmon.
It is weird. It is weird that I have to use the eyes to identify Tokomon
Okay,
rather than the teeth.
So I like the Palmon art, but is there nothing happening in this card?
It's just, I guess, running through the woods.
Like I kept
Palmon,
trying, I kept
just flexing.
like I kept trying to figure out if this is supposed to be like a panorama, but they don't really match up.
It's a plant. Don't have to be doing anything.
Then we get Red Vegemon, who I don't know why I'm so amused at the art for this card. So it just looks very stupid, and we also get Vegemon and Zasamon.
If it's not going to be silly and stupid, what's the point of having a Vegemon card?
I guess that's true. Then Shoutmon King version. This is one of those that was a coin flip if it would show up or not, because this could easily be the headliner for a Hunter set.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to decide, I like the Shoutmon behind him. I'm not sure if it works in the sense of what is it supposed to represent to see the younger version of himself in energy behind him.
Yeah, it's trying to tell a lot more story than it needs to.
Yeah. Then Babydamon, which that's a weird one to show, especially since it doesn't feel like it's central to its own card.
No, it doesn't.
Which is
I feel like there's gonna be a Dracomon for Blue Flare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, hey, look, it's Pulsemon again, and a memory boost card for Pulsemon. It feels like this time a lot of people were upset to see Pulsemon again.
The Pulsemon card just looks kind of eh.
I like the memory boost.
That one is fun looking, especially like all the things in the background, but the first one just looks kind of goofy.
Yeah. And then Tactimon, which people were happy to see.
Yeah, that's a good inclusion for a cross set.
Yeah. And then we saw the X5B art in V-Jump. We didn't see Blastmon. Nice to see him.
Oh, you gotta have Blastmon.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're putting Lilithmon in this set or in another one.
And
I
then
don't know, hasn't Lilithmon's had a card, hasn't
yeah,
she?
she's had a few.
Yeah.
She had a parallel
Yeah.
card back in like 2 or
Yeah,
3.
I think they're
Yeah. And
I
then
think Lilithmon has enough
now
coverage.
and then during a non-normal time update, Saturday at 5:30 p.m., right as the episode ended, they put up a preview of a Galus Gamamon card, which at some point we will revisit and we will math out how many weeks the show was off combined with when this card was previewed.
Was it 4 weeks? I think that they
Because
that they
here's
skipped.
the thing, they don't always do Saturday. They for previews this early are generally done when a character's in a show,
Yeah.
and this is a slot that's not used every week. So that they chose that for Galus Gamamon makes me go, huh? We're gonna see when he shows up in important in the show and math back a few weeks to see.
Yeah. Well, what did they miss? What did they have? 3 or 4 weeks that were missed.
I think it
I
was
feel like
3.
4.
Yeah. See, I thought it was 3. The problem is remember the 1 week was a week the show wasn't on.
Yeah. So 3 probably.
I think it was 3. I could be wrong.
Well,
That week throws me off, to be honest, because there was a week where we didn't get an episode and we weren't expecting one.
this is the most evidence we have so far that Gulus Gamamon will show up in the next 4 episodes.
Yes. And hey,
Which
look,
is
Brachymon. I actually really like this art, to be honest.
It is a happy dinosaur.
Yes, it is. And then in a less happy one, hey, look, Doraemon is giving a cherry to Palmon, who 5 seconds after this is going to explode. I like how
Sure.
I like how the reactions I've seen were twofold. One, people going, "Oh, how nice he's giving her cherries," or two, "Oh, how nice she's giving him cherries."
That Doraemon has nothing but thoughts of murder.
Yeah, this is one where you can tell when people don't know the like the actual attack stuff. It's he gives people cherries and they explode.
This Doraemon's even more menacing than the one in season 1.
And then we get a Pede Meramon. I don't know why I like this card so much. It just looks neat. We get the
It's
Meramon.
happy.
It does, yeah.
We get the
That's a good
Mokumon.
use of a Digimon that doesn't show up
Yeah,
much.
and then
Yeah,
although
Naramon's sad now,
he's gotten
too.
a lot of cards. He's gotten like a few at this point in the new card game. How many has he gotten? 1 sec, I'm pulling this up. Not including parallel cards, he's gotten 4.
Jeez, what?
Yeah.
Well, he's an older Digimon, so...
No, but that's what I mean. Like, you wouldn't expect him to get quite so many. Booster set 3, 6, 8, and 10. He had a parallel card in set 3, a parallel card in set 6. Yeah, so he's gotten 2 parallel cards and 4 normal cards so far. And then I will say this, ignoring the question of whether Pulsemon had boring art, Achillesmon looks fucking great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Like, I didn't realize until seeing this particular card that he had a kitty face.
I think we knew that, didn't we? Although it's one of those things where if you just look at the art small, you may not notice. And then with his attack, I love the spear getting the camera effect on it.
Can we like retcon him into the Olympus 12?
The Olympus 12 aren't interesting enough to have him in it, frankly. The Olympus 12 have always been more interesting in theory than any time they've actually shown up.
That's because they don't ever show up.
Then let's see. Okay, so did the Evolution Cup ever happen in Japan last year, or is this the one that was promised like a year and a half ago? Because we've seen these aren't updated versions of these cards, correct? These are the ones that like minus that they showed the cover of Battle Pack 12. I think these are the same promo cards that we saw a year and a half ago.
At this point, I can't even remember.
Yeah, so we'll see. 100 stores. We will figure that out. And then we have some more details for Booster Set EX03 Dragon's Roar. We get to see artwork of Chaosdramon, which very nice art.
I really want that on a playmat.
Well, it feels like that.
Mm.
It feels like that will be the one that we get the bad quality art playmat of that I have to clean up.
Please
Um,
clean it up quickly so I can print it out.
and then this will also be the first theme booster to have box toppers. 6 of them will be parallel cards of cards from the set, while the 7th will be a parallel card themed after the old Hyper Coliseum. And it feels like they're either very much lying or they showed too much, because you can very much tell the exact card, because that is very much Imperial
No,
Dramon
yeah,
Black.
definitely.
So unless they're like faking it, and I think he only has one card in the card game. So 1 sec, we'll pull up his card. If everything is true, he's not in the set, and it will be a parallel card of BT3111, which got a parallel card in that set. So unless he's in this set and they just worded it oddly, that gets another parallel card. So we'll see. That's out July 29th. I'm looking forward to the art of the set, because this is one of those where there's less cards in it and it really feels like they should have the art stand out. Also, looking at the logo for the set, I dread what the English logo is going to look like. Because like the cross one's horrible. And
Yeah.
I look
Yeah.
at this and I'm like, oh no, it's a very thin font vertically, fat font in another direction.
Somebody whose graphic design is their passion is going to really do too much with this.
Yes. And then we'll be complaining about it. And then Card Battle 76, they show off if they've trained Sayaka properly. And they did like a full fucking montage at the beginning, like baby photos and everything, showing clips from other episodes. At one point, they were
Like, we
pulling.
kidnapped
Was
this child and trained her for nothing but
was it a better clip show than Ghost Game got?
yes.
I hate to say
Yeah.
that actually just jumping through it, what I actually thought jumping through this, which was prior to Ghost Game, was, wow, they put a lot of effort into what is effectively a
So
joke.
yes.
Yes.
So yes.
Yes. And then she had a match, and I did not actually watch to see if she won or not. I just jumped through to grab what needed. And we will see what pops
There were
up
no
next.
survivors.
And then the 20th anniversary Taichi and Agumon figures re-release pre-orders are up. There's no surprise here at all. They were showing this one way too much with the Yamato and Gabumon one. This one getting a re-release felt like the most obvious thing possible. And it will ship in November. I already have this, so I'm not going to get it. Dev, do you have this one?
Nah, but I don't really care that much for it. Like, it's a good figure, it's just I have to be very selective with which ones I get, because I have no fucking room.
I believe this is sitting in a box somewhere still, because 100% the same. And I think when it came, I was super busy, so it sort of went into a pile to be opened later, and it ended up at the bottom of the pile, and it's suffocating somewhere now.
Yeah, there's like a bookcase in the guest bedroom at my house where there's a lot of Digimon figures just kind of like tucked in there.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then for Children's Day, they've used this art before, and I think they've used it for Children's Day before.
I mean, that's the time to use it for
Yeah.
children. Children's Day is the only time that would be relevant.
To be fair, though, we get to see that happy Gomamon face.
I mean, that's always relevant, but you can crop that.
He deserves the best.
Yeah, the positioning of that makes that very clean, easy to remove everything except Gomamon if you want to. And then I like what this is the most positive thing we can say about the special as we want. They showed photos from the commemorative photos of Gamamon and the others, where they just took the Digimon figures and put them around the set and took photos.
That's cute.
This is the most positive thing we can say about the episode.
It is a nice set.
Yes.
It's a nice set. He looked
Oh no,
good.
no, they fucked this up too. Do you realize how? Look at the first photo.
I see that there's an issue missing a
Backphaser?
number.
They took
Yeah,
it from an
there's.
angle where you can see the set not being there.
Oh.
You could see all the equipment and everything. They fucked that up too, damn it.
Also, the
No. Yeah, but yeah.
typewriter's missing a number 1, which I'm curious about. Like, that's probably how the typewriter was made, but I have questions.
You're actually correct. There is no button there. Huh.
It's a mystery. It's haunted.
Fuck no, it's not.
It's
It's
typewriter mon.
it's gonna be like an old stupid non-standard one where like the ones where your pinky is or something.
It's gonna thing where it types on its own, and it's gonna be a Shining reference, and it's gonna be a Digimon inhabiting the typewriter, some crap like that.
No, Jordan figured it out. Gamamon ate the one key and the stock and all that.
It's number 1. It's a champion.
Yeah. And then time for questions. You guys in the chat can throw yours up. The first one that was sent in ahead of time, someone asked, what is the oldest video game system that you think is worth starting with to play for someone who wants to dig into game history and collect? That's actually like 3 different questions, to be honest.
Yeah.
So first,
if you're looking for collecting,
yeah,
video
at this
game
point, it's
system,
kind of like
that's
shit.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah, collecting's kind of gone to shit at this point.
Yeah. Because you're already gonna pay too much to get it.
So let's like dig into game history and play. Let's stick there because I don't think we have anything to say about collecting minus its shit at this point. Digging into game history as far back as you can stand to go. Like I've played games from the Fairchild Channel F, which was the first game system that had cartridges.
Yeah, like if you're talking about digging into game history, you want to start
as far back as you can
as
stand.
back as you can, just because you want to know what these original games were like.
Yeah, and that's also where like systems gets weird because like the Channel F was the first one with swappable games, but there were ones where you would buy it, there'd be 1 game or 6 games in it, and that's the system. Like old Pong systems. Or it'd be, hey, get 10 games and it's Pong and also hockey, where it just changes, like, you have 2 things to control up and down instead. If you're talking
Atari hockey was actually pretty good. I remember enjoying that a lot.
But like, where to start to actually play, I don't think there's a lot of debate on the subject anymore. It's the NES. Like for game systems.
Yeah, for worth playing, it's something you really want to sink your ting. I don't know, because I'm going off of what Lucas is gravitating towards.
Okay, sure.
I think and I would probably still go SNES. Like NES is worth for historical value.
See,
it's definitely I think it's worth experiencing the NES as far as a game as far as a system you can actually like sit down and invest yourself into. I think it starts with SNES.
See,
games still have some value.
See, I would say that's actually the NES. Graphically, there are issues, but the NES is where it starts, where you can actually sit there and play a game and have fun for more than 2 minutes. The SNES.
Maybe if you're older, I guess.
No, I've seen kids like the NES. That's like there's a lot of NES stuff that's trash, to be perfectly fair.
Yeah, like Lucas prefers SNES to.
I have no disagreement that is probably the more enjoyable one for kids. I'm just saying there are actual NES games a kid will enjoy. There isn't shit on the Atari a kid will enjoy.
A year old and my parents handed me a controller and she's like, "Hey, here, try this."
To be fair, if you're 1, you're gonna try eating the controller. And it doesn't matter.
Surprisingly, I had very good hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, so collecting at this point's kind of just junk, though. Honestly,
I mean, yeah.
Unless you're gonna
Lucas is sophisticated enough where he thinks he knows how to play Breath of the Wild.
Thinks, or can he, and just doesn't play it "quote unquote" correct?
That one.
Because that type of game, you could actually just run around, do nothing, have fun, and you are playing the game. You're just not necessarily progressing.
That's what he's doing.
Okay, yeah, then that.
But he does. But he thinks he wants to progress.
Like, okay.
He wants to attempt to progress in the game. He just is incapable of it.
Okay, that makes sense. I don't think Ghost Game I don't think the characters have enough personality to really ship them, especially with other characters.
What was the question?
Someone asked who would we ship from their own show and then other Digimon shows.
I have a whole
Just
fanfic
write
addressing
it
that.
down on like a dice and just roll it and just crack ship whatever you want.
Well,
I
well,
have-
here's the problem with that, Dev. That's what fans who actually do this do. It's just this character looked at
I
this character.
dispute that. I have two
Oh,
fanfictions that you can
no.
read if you want good crossover.
Oh, I'm
reads.
not saying
In
it can't.
canon, they have
No,
never
no, no.
met.
AR, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm saying most people, when you get into the shipping arguments, it's they looked at each other and I saw something in their eyes.
The answer to this question is Izumi from Adventure and Izumi from Frontier.
And then, someone wanted to know, since it's the anniversary. Sorry, you can't get real answers because I don't think we have them, except AR, who wrote massive fanfics about this.
Yes. There's all sorts of great possibilities in there.
Let-
You can
let-
go read my stuff. It's only
I'm not.
only 300,000 words.
Yeah, here's the thing.
combined.
I'm not saying I'm not interested in it. I'm just saying I'm in my mid-late 30s. If I'm going to mentally deal with shipping, I'm going to deal with it in shows where it matters, if that makes sense.
Also, if we're thinking about crossover ships, like that does take a bit of thought to put into who it actually
Yeah.
would be a good compatible matchup.
And
like,
AR,
that's not something
they would like to.
It's not something you can
What
answer
would
on the
be
fly.
the most flaming dumpster fire in existence?
And AR,
I mean, that
they,
works too. Yeah.
they have asked what the actual title of your main shipping one is.
Neverworld. Oh,
They say
the
type
ship
it
or
out.
the
So
story.
the
Oh,
one that involves shipping. They would
Well,
like.
they
They
both
would very
do,
much like
so.
to know. They want it typed out for them so they can track it down and read it. Because that is the real answer. Is we don't generally have real answers minus AR who wrote it all up. My real answers are from 20 years ago and aren't relevant anymore to anything.
Yeah. Taichi and Akari from Cross Wars tends to be my crossover OTP. I'll say, but that's
Wait. Say those names again.
Taichi from Adventure, you've heard of him, and
Yes.
Akari from Cross Wars, I assume you've heard of her.
Okay. I was not sure you said Akari at first.
Okay. Oh, God.
Yes, that's why I wanted clarification as to what you said.
Oh, how dare you?
That is why I wanted clarification because my brain went, what? See, even Ian in the chat's like, don't do it, AR, because he thought the same thing. Okay, then someone wanted to know, since it's the anniversary of Digimon Frontier, if they did Digivolving Spirits just for one of the kids and spirits, how do you think would be the best way? I honestly don't think this is that hard of a one to do. You do like because they did that with Angelomon.
The thing is, you can do that with humans. With the human spirits, it's like they're pretty
No,
humanoid, and the color patterns are pretty similar.
They did that with
probably do that.
They
can kind of do that with any of them.
They did that with Angelomon. It was just the shell. I would think they'd do it nicer, but you could just do that. But realistically,
do that. Would be the easy. That would be the easy way out. But I'm saying that because of the colors and because we do have these human spirits, like any of the kids,
well, that's what the old ones were.
They're human. They could turn into their human spirits pretty easily. And really, I think maybe Chalkmon might be the only one you have to resort to a shell.
But that's
even that I think you could get away with.
But that's actually what the original Season 4 Frontier transforming toys were. It was the hybrid line.
Did they go from the spirits themselves to the Digimon?
Well, here's the thing: the Japanese figures, as I recall, it came with the spirit and it was on the platform, and you got like a generic black form to put them on. The U.S. figure actually changed that to include the kids. So, 1 second, let me post.
I did have the one with Koji and Wolfmon. It was kind of iffy.
Yeah, as I recall, these were were functionally the Japanese toys, but they added shells to the generic things to actually have the kids. So they did these for a few of them.
So the answer to this question is yes.
Yeah, they can. I would assume they would do it in roughly the same way, but nicer, and we get lots of marketing about how they're doing it the same way. I'm not sure I expect them to. I think Frontier is oddly one of those cases where you kind of really do want to see it, though.
Yeah, a little bit. And you could probably market at least a Takuya and
Yeah.
maybe a Koji
But
pretty
see,
easily.
I think you do this roughly the same way they did back then, but you make the inside thing like a Fig Arts or something along the
Yeah,
lines of a Fig
yeah.
Arts, and then you just have the armor can snap on. I think would work reasonably well.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Then someone to know, what game shows did you enjoy when you were younger?
Yes.
Yeah, I think yeah. Here's the thing, and I think
All of them.
and I think this is one of those things where it makes me wonder if someone's like watching the same stuff I am, because I said this in a room on Twitch last night when someone said something about being sick. I was like, no, being sick was great when you were young because
Yeah.
you could watch The Price is Right.
Price is Right. Yeah.
Everyone loves a good game of fucking Plinko.
Yeah, Price is Right is great when you're sick and you're 12.
Yes.
Like, that's the go-to.
Yes.
The funny thing is, like,
mine was like Legends of the Hidden Temple and Global Guts, where you had like giant foam rocks barreling down at children and knocking them unconscious.
I'll admit I watched the Hidden Temple reboot on Hulu. It was
Wait.
efficient.
Which reboot? They've done 2.
The game show one.
Okay, I have not watched that one. I was going to watch the movie reboot, and I just went, am I really going to fucking sit through this? And the answer was no.
I've caught half of that. It's throwaway, whatever.
Yeah.
The game show it's very much for adult fans of the original show. It's sufficient to scratch that itch. I wouldn't call it great.
The game shows that I really liked when I was younger were the ones that had stupid things to do. Like I liked it, but it, like, as an adult, when you realize just how poorly put together it was, you get less excited for Nick Arcade.
Yeah, Nick Arcade had a lot of issues.
Yeah.
And I could tell. I mean, even when I watched it at the time, Nick Arcade had a lot of issues.
No, the end thing when it was clear that
crap. Oh, that was just.
Because here's the thing:
awful.
When you're a kid, you're like, well, why are they having such trouble? And then once you find out how it works,
yeah.
It's not like they can see anything. They're trying to look at a TV screen while doing stuff.
Yeah, you find out how they did it, and you wonder how anyone won.
Yes. Ian brought up Double Dare. Double Dare was always great.
I was gonna say Double Dare is a really easy. That's a great.
Is that the one where you put them on the little roller coaster and drove them through the pie?
No, same host. That was
that was
the one they did at.
Was that What Would You Do?
No, What Would You Do?
No.
Oh shit! I can't remember the name. It was 1 sec. I'm pulling it up. I know the show you mean.
It was the one where they slimed you.
Well, they slimed them a lot.
They slimed a lot in those, but yeah, it was
anything at Nickelodeon. They slimed you.
Let's see, Double Dare.
Ian's on my team.
Oh no, Dev was correct. That is What Would You Do?
That was me, but.
Oh, that was you?
No, that was
I thought that was Dev.
That was a. Yeah.
I want the point for that.
Okay, no, you get the point. You don't get slimed. I don't
get driven through a pie.
You don't have to do the physical challenge.
Play Double Dare with this. I'm actually old enough where I remember stuff like I remember the original Press Your Luck was my jam.
Oh, there was some
the Nickelodeon stuff is fantastic. Like Guts and Hidden Temple and Double Dare, those were all great. But there was totally good with with Press Your Luck and stuff.
There was one. I think it was on CBS. It was hosted by the Crypt Keeper. And like it had moving floors and shit.
I don't think I remember
once
that
or twice.
one.
I cannot remember the name of it.
No, I'm looking for right now. Like it was crazy. Like you had to do stuff, but then like the floor. But like in one of the things, the floor would move under the kids, and it was
sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was a very
traumatized those kids.
It was a very creepy, weird. It was a very crazy one.
Hidden Temple was great at that.
Hidden Temple was great at that. Hidden Temple was great for yelling at the kids. Yeah. Like when you're in your room and you're like, motherfucker, how are you still doing the fucking monkey?
Oh, that's actually great because the reboot they redo all they changed all the rooms except the monkey room. And it's really fun watching adults screw up the monkey just as badly as the kids did. Because these are adults
Like,
who
you
grew
should
up
get it
yelling at
together.
the same adults who yelled at the kids doing the monkey together also
Oh my
can't put
god,
the
okay,
monkey
okay,
together. It's great.
I found the game show. Secrets of the Crypt Keeper's Haunted House. John Kasser did come back as the Crypt Keeper, who was the host of the game show.
Nice. Ian says Olmec still hates that monkey in the reboot. The Olmec straight up says it's like, if you can put together that damn statue, you can proceed.
See, that alone kind of makes me want to see it
Yeah,
because
Olmec's a lot chattier in the reboot.
good.
Like, he'll interact, he'll make
Yeah.
fun of people if they answer in a form of
But
a
yeah,
question on the steps. It's great.
I remember it was probably around like 2000 or 2001, the cable network got Game Show Network.
Yep.
So there were lots of weird. I remember seeing an episode of Junior Jeopardy or Jeopardy, whatever the kids one was. It was a
Sure.
and at one point they asked a question that I still remember to this day. The category had to do with like, what is this? Where they give you the phrase, and and it was so they would tell you the answer as expected, and you would just have to give the question give a question that explains what it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Amazon.com. I remember the answer, which was, what is a website about the Amazon? Was the answer the kid gave. Because you have to remember, this was so early that it was actually possible to not know what Amazon was.
It's weird to think that for the first like 15 years or so of Amazon's existence, it was still kind of it was just a website.
Yes.
And now it owns the world.
Yeah. I think we talked about game shows enough. Though there's a lot of them. Like Dev mentioned, absolutely. Like Dev mentioned Guts, and I just went, oh, I fucking love Guts.
I didn't even, when I saw this question on the list, I didn't even think about the Nickelodeon stuff.
Well, the Nickelodeon stuff was always fun because, especially early on, it was not just sit there and answer questions. They made the kids do stuff.
Oh, they had sit there and answer questions.
Oh no, they did. Like Double Dare, theoretically, Double Dare worked cleanest.
Well, even something like, I even liked stuff like Make the Grade. That was one of the first really early ones.
The earliest one I remember at Nickelodeon was oh god, I think it was Mike O'Malley also. The
Picture. Did he do one even? I think he did one even before Get the Picture.
No, the house one.
Oh, Funhouse? Or no, Finders Keepers.
I think that was it.
I don't remember if that was Mike O'Malley, but yeah, Finders Keepers was another.
Yeah, see, I'm pulling it up because I actually want to remember
Finders Keepers. If you remember Finders Keepers, I had a copy of the home game. Just try to wrap your head around that.
Oh my god, Get the Picture had 115 episodes.
I believe that. That one went.
And it only aired over 9 months.
Syndication,
pseudo syndication, but
yeah, pseudo syndication. 5 episodes a week.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird game shows that were good. Yeah, see, this is one where we need to move on because we actually could talk about it all day. Now, let me see if we missed any questions while talking about this. 1 second.
Ian had a question. I don't really want to answer it, but he did have a question.
If the franchise ever released an official English version of Butterfly, what band or singer would you like to see perform it?
I have no idea.
It would... See, in my head, I just keep going, it's just going to be Johnny Young Bosch.
Green Day.
I was actually, Green Day's actually a pretty good choice. There are parts of Basket Case that have the same chord progression.
See,
Green Day's not a bad answer, actually.
See, I feel like oh no, his question does like allow for the ability for it to be people who would never do it. For some reason in my head, it went to people who could actually end up doing it if they ever did it.
I mean,
and Green Day ain't fucking doing
it. Of the people that could potentially do it, a lot of them have already done it.
Yes, it would be Johnny Young Bosch or Christina V or
Lee already did a really good cover of it.
No, but that's my point. Yeah, it would be people who have functionally done it.
They either have done it or could do it. They could wake up tomorrow and do it if they wanted to.
Yes, basically.
And they
Um,
should.
and then
I
Ramon,
used to write English lyrics for anime songs. I should have stuck with that and refined that because I had a version of Butterfly that probably could have cleaned up into something acceptable.
and then Ramon wants to know: do we think Felismon, Myotismon, and Devimon together would be a good Digimon villain group? I think villain groups are always
Mm.
based on what they do and not who they are.
Yeah, it's a question of interaction. You can
Yeah.
put together villain groups that
It,
that
it
seemingly are thematically related that
yeah,
just don't
it's sort of like
distinguish. They have to they have to work together and yet be
yes.
distinguishably separate.
It's sort of
It's
like
it's hard to
yeah,
strike that
it's sort
balance.
of like if you told someone to make a villain group, I expect one thing you'd see a lot of is the Devimon squad, and I'm not sure how interesting that would actually be.
Yeah, no. Like you could
I mean,
take
one
like
of the best villain groups, in my opinion, is like the generals from Cross Wars
I
because
was
they were all glorious assholes, but they
yeah.
had their own thing going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but even
I
like the
was gonna
dark
say even like the first half, that Lilithmon Blastmon
yeah.
Tachymon combo, that was a
Yeah.
hot mess. I loved
But
it.
even like people like the Dark Masters, there's no thematic connection between them at all. It's just
Yeah, yeah,
it's just four characters. And
yeah.
it works because of functionally they don't even actually interact all that much together.
That's that's the thing, is that there aren't a lot of groups in Digimon that actually interact with each other
Yeah.
and are,
Interesting.
distinguishably separate
Yeah.
characters. I'm
CAR,
struggling like
you have a new favorite for your story.
cool. Thank you.
Yay.
Yeah.
Appreciate.
You may continue. I just wanted to let you know that you had another favoriting.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'm struggling to think of any groups who really interacted and were their own
Because
characters.
it tends to work best when you have someone standing there monologuing. It's sort of like why Devimon in 2020 kind of didn't work because he kind of just
Yeah,
did what he was going to do.
yeah.
And then we only
In a
got the
weird way,
monologue from him after he was dead.
the only one I can think of is Arcanimon and Mummymon, and it's hard to say if that was really like they were both under somebody else's
Yeah.
control, so it's
That
Yeah.
hard
was
to
Team
count that.
Rocket Light.
Yeah,
I
basically.
mean, you can't complain about the entertainment value, though.
And then
I can.
this is last chance for you guys in the chat. We have a question from Tommy. I saw the email
You go
for this
to
now.
hell, Tommy.
You guys
Welcome
were
back,
yeah,
Tommy.
you guys were wrong about Digimon Survive. It is coming out, even though you didn't say that. Doesn't that mean you should apologize since the Amico will probably come out also?
Yeah, it's like I don't remember saying that Survive would never come out.
No, that was actually in the question. The even though you didn't say that was actually there. My favorite part of this was it actually fits one part of logic I've seen about the Amico, and I don't know if that's on purpose or not, where people who are like really hardcore for the Amico. So when you think about Digimon Survive, what is the finish line for Digimon Survive? The game comes out, you can go buy it, you can play it, and you can derive an actual opinion based on the game.
Yeah.
That is the end. And that is the end for most games, as long as they're not a game as a service.
Well,
Some may have
I'm not.
deal.
I'm gonna say that the finish line is not only being able to derive an opinion from it, is that you can actually, is that it's tolerable enough that you actually get through it.
No. See, I don't mean in that sense. I mean the sense of the game is out. It exists.
Oh, okay.
When people bring up the Amico, they bring up the finish line being that the Amico comes out and you can buy it.
That's right.
But it's a completely digital system with with an ecosystem and a store you have to do stuff with. That the finish line isn't the system coming out. The finish line is, does that system still exist in a year, in 5 years, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like as much as this is a joke question, I wonder if that part's on purpose because they finish it with the Amico will probably come out. That's not the end of
That.
the line
So
for it.
what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that like if it comes out, great. But if someone who spends them, and at this point it costs more than the Switch, they keep raising the price because it like crashing and burning.
Yeah, because now it not only has to come out, it has to be supported.
Yes. And at this point, there's such a small percentage chance of it actually. And I like that we're taking this seriously when no one who like fake emails as quote unquote Tommy is looking for a real answer. But
I
like,
mean, someone's got to talk about the Amico.
but yeah, so it's that weird logic of that's not the end of it. And I mean, and you can tell they're desperate. They're opening up pre-orders where like the entire concept of the system was, oh, you can't do family stuff on the Switch. It has games with violence and rape, and that is a quote from the CEO of the company that makes the Amico. So,
That's a selling point, I guess.
so like the whole thing about the Amico is it's going to be family. They're selling a version with only one of those horrible controllers instead of two, and going, but you could use your phone as a controller. And then it's like, but then why do I need the Amico? Because those games exist on the phone, and yeah, the Amico's funny. At this point, I am actually interested if it actually comes out, because that really does seem like what they've set as the finish line. And yeah, although I did hear they did a 30-minute unboxing of an empty box. I've not watched it because I can't be bothered. But
I just don't want to give that the click.
yeah,
It's one of those things like I kind of want to see it at the same time I don't want to reward it with a click.
yeah, but it's like, and the people who love the thing are getting crazier. Like, no, we have to believe in it because love and hope. Like,
That's a great place to waste money.
Who hurt you?
yeah, it's like that weird thing of people have put their personality into the idea.
Yeah.
And I feel kind of bad because
They're going to release it, shake their hands, and be done with it.
In fact, I'm linking you guys this image just so you got, and I will link that in the chat also so they can see. And it's clear like a hardcore Miko fan, and I don't like the logic does not even like exist.
This is why I struggle to do even Kickstarter backing.
I will kickstart smaller stuff and things that seem interesting, like
yeah,
like like we have the rights to release a movie or a TV show, and this is to budget a proper remaster. And it's like, and and I look and I go, oh, this is from a company that actually releases stuff. This is just something bigger than they normally do. So it's like, okay, if they get the money, they'll probably be able to deliver. So yeah. But yes, this person's theory is like, okay, it will be here's how you can release the Amico and actually have it come out. You do the console, but you don't have games. You just have all the games be pre-installed. You get fans to chip in and help put it together. You don't have any controllers, and then you don't actually use the Amico shell. You just put it in a basic shell that you buy from China or whatever. It's like, what even is it at that point? I'd say it's funny, but it kind of followed into like it's still funny, but people are getting so desperate to be proven right. It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ian is correct. The mobile ad being for a functional game like is the icing on the cake, because you can just hit that and play a game on your phone and be done. And I believe the last question was from Sora. Okay, well, first there was one specifically for AR. AR, do you still write fanfics?
I answered that in the chat.
Okay, I missed that. And then they want to know, who is our favorite ranger from Super Sentai or Power Rangers? See, that's a cheat answer, because there's only so many answers you can give.
I mean, I only watched the first one, so for Power Rangers, so I feel bad saying it's Blue, considering I've met like a couple other ones, but nah, I like Billy.
Yeah, Billy was always neat. It's hard not to say Tommy, to be honest.
Yeah, especially because I've met him. Like I actually had a fun, like my first Wizard World. I worked with Jason David Frank, and I actually got along with him pretty well, and he was fun to work with.
My general understanding is he comes off brash, but he's actually likable if you talk to him. He comes off a bit too
Yeah.
forward, perhaps.
Yeah, a little bit.
But my understanding is actually talking to him is generally pleasant.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
Mine was the
I
first Pink Ranger because she made me want to go into gymnastics.
Oh, nice. Okay.
all I can
Yeah, it's
imagine,
like this.
Dev,
Which is it comes down to which original Power Ranger did you
Dev,
identify with as a kid?
all I can imagine now, Dev, is you on the balance beam and your dog jumping up and whacking you off.
I mean, that would definitely happen if they allowed dogs in there.
Yes.
I think that happened to Bulk and Skull once.
To be fair, almost any comical pratfall happened to Bulk and Skull.
They had a long time to work on it.
In fact, they all, and I actually know this is actually true, they almost got the official convention banned from a hotel.
Nice.
Oh no.
That seems like a very Bulk and Skull thing to do.
Because they were doing a panel, and I don't remember if someone else brought it or if they brought it, and they were going to do a pie gag. And I guess a bunch of the whipped cream landed on like those custom panels.
Oh, the convention staffer and me just cringed a lot.
Yeah, because
don't do that.
Because here's the thing, and it's not like they knew, but like I guess those panels are very hard to clean or replace, so it like actually got the convention in trouble.
Yes.
Because
don't do that.
Yeah, you're supposed to like stay as far away from those panels as possible because they are very hard to deal with, and they just piss people off.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you're actually like aware of the panel stuff I'm talking about. Yeah.
I don't know about that particular story. I'm just saying that any convention center hotel equipment do not touch it inappropriately.
Yeah.
And do not get foodstuffs around it.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
Like, this is one of my conventions. Is one of my jobs. Is
oh my god! Wait, I found
person.
There you go, AR. I actually found it.
I will check that out later. But I'm already the facilities person. The facilities staffer in me is already. Oh, don't do that.
Yeah. Now I don't know if this blog post is accurate to everything, but you'll know what I mean.
I mean, there's pictures.
Like... Oh no! I mean, like in the sense of, were they actually banned? I'm pretty sure they've been back to that convention since then.
This is a very heavy-handed. I can already see this is a very heavy-handed article. But
yeah, but I'm talking about like the base event happened. Is what I meant. But yeah.
Yeah. No, I can definitely. I mean, $9,000 of damages seems like a lot, but it's bad enough where yes, I can see them taking action.
Yes. Where like you can clearly see they fucked up those panels.
Oh, they said the wall had to be replaced. Yeah, if it has to be replaced completely, then yes, that would be.
Yeah.
That probably would run you $9,000.
Yeah. AR, what have you been up to lately, and what will you be doing outside of cringing at this because you have a convention coming up?
That's what I've been working on, though. Is my convention coming up?
What convention?
I actually have a convention.
What convention?
KitsuneCon in Green Bay is coming up in July, and I'm doing a lot. I'm working on the event schedule and the program book this month. So I've got I've been. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm heading to AX in theory.
Mm-hmm. I've also got Anime Central coming up next week. My panel is Saturday at 3
Yeah,
o'clock.
I was gonna say I thought you had one in like a week, and then you were talking about July, and I'm like, I misunderstood this a lot.
I'm not on staff with Anime Central,
okay.
But the July convention is the one I'm investing all my time into. But I have a Digimon panel at Anime Central next week in Chicago.
What is the topic of the Digimon panel?
Oh, I just go through the series and make fun of them. I need to come up with a bunch of slides for the reboot, and I can't be too much of a hater. Only a little bit.
Yeah, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna put it up, you're gonna rant about it, and then Ben Diskin's gonna walk in.
That's July. That's the one in July. And no, I've already since I said I could do the event schedule, I've already manipulated the schedule so that Ben Diskin would conveniently be free to walk in if you wanted to.
Are you now, most important, are you going to have slides about the stage play?
No.
How dare you, sir?
Actually,
the greatest piece of Digimon media that exists.
Just the fact that I have to add in
to the panel dressed as the Ghost Navigator.
Oh my god!
my
Somebody, no,
God.
not necessarily AR. Someone show up to the panel in like a full Ghost Navigator dandy outfit and get a photo with AR.
Oh, I would love
A
that.
full fucking hat.
That would be fantastic.
In fact, I personally will demand that if you do that, also have like a cane with like a
Yeah.
jewel on top, like the full dandy outfit.
Full
So,
pimpin', let's go.
somebody do that.
Yeah.
Take a photo with AR. Let him wear the hat if he's willing to. He may not be.
I
We
would
are in the age of
absolutely-
COVID.
I would absolutely wear the hat.
Yeah. Somebody do that. Or if you have a friend going, just drag them in dressed as a dandy without knowing why if they're going to wear it anyways.
They can go as the typewriter.
Now, here's the thing. If you dress up as a typewriter, there better not be a fucking one key.
Well,
Need to go
yeah.
for accuracy.
Yeah.
But yeah, somebody show up as the Ghost Navigator. That's hilariously stupid.
I know
Wait.
it's not going to happen, but I'm looking forward to it
Okay,
now.
here's where I'm confused. I thought
Don't
I saw
disappoint us.
that in chat, and it's not in chat, which means did I come up with that? Or did Dev say something and then I jumped on it? I thought I saw that in chat.
No, I said someone has to go as the Ghost Navigator.
Oh, okay. Okay, I stole it from Dev. That makes sense.
Yes.
AR, there's a question about convention. Are you going to promote Digimon Survive in your convention in July?
The panel description I put into the program book now has an inaccurate joke about waiting for Digimon Survive, so...
Okay. And Dev, what Wikimon article would you like people to read? I know what you should say. I don't know if there's an article. So you say stuff and I'll be a check.
I know there's not an article for the one you were probably thinking of, so...
It is! There is! There is!
There's an article for his hat?
No, there's an article for the Ghost Navigator. Dev, you
Yes.
you say something, I'm reading this, and then I will comment on it after.
Fine, fuck it, Ghost Navigator.
Although this article is not written well. The Ghost Navigator is an important person who appears at the beginning of each episode and has the role of introducing the audience to the world in which the series is set. It is Why is there actual information here?
I don't know. It didn't exist before.
Why is this? Yeah, why is the image an outline?
Oh my
of
god! This is Wait. This was all written in October and it hasn't been touched since.
Aw.
They're
Yeah,
only there for the
amazing.
first 2 episodes. So they went to the effort and then they gave up immediately.
That's understandable.
But like it went to all the effort and then just stopped.
Now I want to see Hikari dressed as the Ghost Navigator.
Someone dressed as Hikari, dressed as the
No,
Ghost Navigator, and harass AR at the convention.
Just take the profile art of Hikari from season 1 and put
a hat.
Put the gear on her. Yeah, that's all I need.
Do it.
And upload that. Oh, and upload that to Wikimon.
I still like how we all knew exactly where I was going. Dev's like, there's not going to be an article about it, and there is. It's just like weird. It was weirdly thought out for 1 hour in October, and it hasn't been touched since. And that's disappointing now because there could be a photo there. Instead of the Hikari silhouette with the question mark, there could be a photo, at least of the hat.
Yeah.
The hat is the real navigator.
It could be. That's a plot.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah. I was about to say the hat.
Robinson.
I was about to say the hat oddly looks like the Mario Odyssey hat.
Yeah, it's Mario Odyssey.
Not the normal one. The wedding version of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe it's like Nohemon, where the crow is actually in charge. The hat's in charge of the Ghost Navigator.
We will let you all escape. Thank you.
Naoto Takenaka is just a vessel.
Oh my god!
We just created something more horrifying than the actual episode.
We made the episode title make sense because it keeps trying to convince us the Ghost Navigator's a character, but then it talks about him. He's possessed by the hat.
As told by somebody is speaking through Naoto Takenaka.
The hat is the Ghost Navigator.
Yep.
Someone
Yep.
Someone put that on Wikimon because no one's paying attention to that article.
Yep. Lock that in.
Headcanon accepted.
Thank you everyone for showing up. We will catch you next time, hopefully with an episode that is worth watching. Bye.
Goodbye.
Farewell.